The Battle of Italeni was a battle that took place at 28.48500 degrees south, 31.2717 degrees east, minus 28.4850, 31.2717 in what is now KwaZulu Natal Province, South Africa, between the Voortrekkers and the Zulus during the period of the Great Trek. Background: after the massacre of Pieter Retief and his men by Dingaan on 6 February 1838, a number of Voortrekker camps were also attacked by the Zulu impis. These Voortrekkers appealed to other treks, particularly those of Peter Uwys and Hendrik Potgieter in the Orange Free State, for help. Both treks sent out commandos to help. The two groups met on the banks of the Blauwkrans River, where a council of war was held. During this meeting, Uwys was elected as General Field Commandant by those present, becoming, in effect, the first elected Boer Commandant General. Potgieter, a natural leader, objected to this and stated that he and his men were not prepared to serve under any other leader. As a compromise, it was decided that each commando would remain under its own leader, but that both parties would fight together. This arrangement would prove to have disastrous consequences. The battle. The two commandos set out in two separate columns on 5 and 6 April 1838. On the 9th of April, near the Babananga mountain range, they saw a large Zulu impi and took a number of them captive. The captives told the Voortrekkers that the main Zulu army was encamped near Umhlanga and Lavuz, the capital of the king, Dingaan. As a result of this information, Uwys led the parties directly to the Zulu capital. About 4 kilometers from Umhlanga and Lavuz, they did indeed encounter the main Zulu army at a mountain defile guarding the approaches to the Zulu capital. On each of the two hills at the end of the defile an impi was stationed, and another one waited in the valley between them, about 8,000 warriors. Uwys gave Potgieter a choice as to which impi he would like to attack. Potgieter chose the one in the valley, while Uwys decided to attack the hill towards his right. After riding to within 36 meters of the Zulu force, Uwys ordered his men to dismount and open fire. Volleys from the Voortrekkers decimated the first two lines of the impi, while the third turned and fled. The battle appeared won. On his side, Potgieter made what was reported as a half-hearted attack on the Zulu forces, and then retired. However, 16 members of his commando attacked the Zulus at the base of the hill on the left, riding close and firing at them. The Zulus charged this small party, who turned and fled. One man was killed on the Voortrekker side. After the survivors of the attack reached the rest of Potgieter's commando, they mounted and left the battlefield. The remaining Zulu impis were now free to attack Uwys' commando from the rear. Uwys saw the Zulu force advancing and sent Gert Rudolph, the Voortrekker leader that had replaced the ailing Gert Maritz, to Potgieter to request him to cover his rear. However, Potgieter ignored this request and continued retreating. The action of sending Rudolph as a messenger to Potgieter almost certainly saved Rudolph's life. Meanwhile, two members of Uwys' party had become isolated from the rest of the commando while pursuing the fleeing Zulus and were being led into an ambush in a bushy gorge. Seeing the danger they were in, Uwys wanted his whole commando to ride to the rescue. Most of the members considered this too risky, and refused. In response, Uwys formed a party of 15 volunteers and rode to the rescue. During the subsequent fighting, Uwys, his son, the Mallan brothers as well as 5 of the volunteers were killed. The part of Uwys' commando that remained behind were surrounded and had to fight the way out. Due to the outcome of the battle, the Voortrekker forces involved in the fighting subsequently became known as the Blue Commando. Aftermath. The commandos returned to the camp on the 12th of April. During a subsequent meeting of the Voortrekkers, Podgweta was accused of cowardice and treachery for his refusal to endanger his commando in an attempt to rescue Uwai's party. In vain, Podgweta argued that if he had attacked, he and his men would also have died at Italeni. In disgust at the cries of "traitor," Podgweta and his followers left and returned to the Orange Free State. However, it has been speculated that, without the lessons learned as a result of the Battle of Italeni, such as fighting from the shelter of ox wagons whenever possible and choosing the place of battle rather than being enticed into unfavorable terrain, the Voortrekkers would not have succeeded in finally beating the Zulus at the Battle of Blood River 18 months later. Site of the battle. As no place with the name of Italeni currently exists, the exact site of the battle remains unknown and has been the subject of some controversy. However, the most likely area lies in a mountain defile guarded by two hills that is approximately 4-8 kilometers southwest of Umgunga and Lavu. It has been speculated that the Zulus named it the Battle of Italeni, as some of the fighting took place at Atala Mountain, 24 kilometers away.